Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So today's video I'm going to be giving you some summer book recommendations that you have to read. So let's just get right into the video. Okay, so the first one is You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. This I actually really enjoyed. At the time of reading it I rated it 5 stars. I feel like that might have been a bit too ambitious because I don't really remember much about the story, so I probably would have given it like 4 stars now. But I did read it a while ago. But from what I remember, it is about Poppy, and she asks Alex to join her on a trip because they used to be friends many years ago, but they lost contact with each other, and so the trip is basically like a way to rekindle their friendship. And then obviously on this trip they realise that they might be more than just friends, and I highly recommend this. It's very fast paced. I've probably heard a lot about Emily Henry's books before. Yeah, I was thinking about rereading this summer. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I highly recommend this one, obviously. Then following along with that is Beach Read. Now, me personally didn't enjoy this. I think I rated it like 2.5 stars because I don't remember much about the story. But I am hoping to reread it this summer because I do want to like it. I heard great things about it, but I'm going to try and read it physically because I did listen to the audiobook and I think that might have been the problem. So I'm going to try and go off the back from here and from what I've heard. So it's about January and Gus, and they're writers, and they both have writer's block, so they decide to switch genres and write each other's genres or something along those lines. So yeah, like I said, it sounds really good. I don't remember much about it, but I just remember not enjoying it, and it didn't help I was in a reading slump as well, so I am going to reread it. I am going to give it another chance, but I'm very excited to actually reread. Next is The Summer of Broken Rules. This I read recently in a reading vlog, but I actually really enjoyed this, believe it or not. So this is about Meredith, and she is grieving the loss of her sister Claire, and so they end up going to this their beach house, or no, to their vacation home, and they her and her family, and they end up playing Assassin, a game of Assassin, and so you're following that. But then yeah, she also meets this boy, and so you also see, you know, her falling and them being more friends, and then it turning into something more. And yeah, so absolutely love this, and again highly recommend. I was supposed to read this last summer, never did, but I'm glad that I did this time. Next is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. So you've probably already read this, you've probably heard of it, but I just had to recommend it. So I read this last summer, and it's about Piper, and she, you know, is in her I want to say early 20s, but she's still acting immature. She's still partying and getting into trouble, and so her stepfather and her mother send her away to where her biological father used to live, and she has to, you know, learn how to be an adult. And while she's there, she meets Brendan, and they don't get off to the right start. They aren't a big fan of each other, but then they end up, you know, forming a friendship, and that also turns into more. But I absolutely love this. It really does have the summery vibes because obviously he's a fisherman, and so obviously by the sea a lot and stuff. And yeah, absolutely love this. I highly recommended it. And also I rated it, I think it was 5 stars at the time. And then you could probably guess the other one, but that is Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. So this is about Piper's sister, and so Hannah has, so in It Happened One Summer, you see Hannah and Brendan's best friend Fox getting to know each other, and so you kind of get their story in this. So in It Happened One Summer, you see that Hannah has to go back to LA, I think it is, and while she's in LA, her and Fox message, and they have become really close friends or whatever. But then she has to go back to I forgot the place is called, but she goes back to the original place that It Happened With Summer is based, and she ends up becoming Fox's roommate. And then they do have feelings for each other, and they know that they both have feelings for each other, but because of Fox's past, they both agree that it shouldn't happen, they should just remain friends, but it gets hard to deny it any longer. So yeah, again, another great story. After that is Every Summer After by Cara Fortune. This is probably another one you've heard a lot of. It's probably another one you've probably already read, but I had to recommend it. So this is about Persephone, and she grew up with, you know, 2 boys, and there was friends, and she was especially close to Sam, and then something happens and they, you know, grow apart for many years, and then the two brothers lose their mother, and that obviously she also knew and grew up with, and so she decides to go back into town to be there for the brothers, and that is when her and Sam like rekindle their friendship, but then again it turns into more, but you also are trying to find out like what happened, why their friendship, you know, went. So yeah, it's very interesting. It is, if you love Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren or The Summertime Pretty by Jenny Han, you'd love this one here, American Vacation by Tessa Bailey. This one I didn't enjoy personally, but I thought I'd recommend it because it is summery, and it might be some other person's, you know, it might be your thing. But this is about, I forgot their names, but it's about this woman, and she and her brother go on vacation because they need a vacation, so they end up renting out this rental house, and when they get there they find a corpse, and so, you know, they have to phone someone in, and they're like confused, and the person they called in to investigate, she ends up falling for, and he ends up falling for her. The only thing I don't like about this is it happens way too fast, and also I just don't like how they both talk to each other or like sexualize each other so fast, and it was just way too much. But otherwise, the rest of the story was okay. Oh, and also another thing I forgot to mention is you don't get much of the investigation. But yeah, otherwise everything else was okay. But I thought it might be someone else's cup of tea, and so that's why I'm recommending it. And then last but not least, this isn't really summary, but I thought I'd recommend it because one, it's one of my favourites, and two, there is a pole scene in this. So I thought, you know, it could still be a bit summary. I don't know. But, and it just gives, me personally, it gave the summer vibes because, like, there's also about, like, the pool and, like, having the doors open. It's just, I don't know, it's weird, but to me, it gives the summer vibes. It might not to you. And that is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. So this is an age gap. It is on the more taboo side because this is about Jordan, and she recently had to move out of her place that she lives with her boyfriend and move into her boyfriend's dad's place. But then she ends up breaking up with her boyfriend because he's just not a very good person. He's just lazy, and he did something terrible, okay? In my opinion, terrible. So, yeah, she ends up breaking up with him, and she ends up falling for his dad. And that's pretty self-explanatory. But I love this story. 5 stars, absolutely loved it. So I'm going to recommend it to you, you know? So, those are all the recommendations for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe if you want. It's free, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye!